But big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whenever comes.
I try to spook, but these crackers know who the hell I'm trying to fool. I squeeze like I'm playing accordions, playing Zydeco. Xylophone your bones, put the xenophobe under the microscope. Raise a hairy situation like a lycanthrope. Didn't flinch when I was lynched and came back with a tighter rope. I'm inconsolable, man, these devils gotta go, cause they won't change. Like Bruce Wayne sliding down a fire pole. Bati boy, we mobbing, this ain't a comic, this Haley's Comet. Something for the babies to look up to and be astonished. Something to let the traitors and haters know they can sleep with the codfish. While I reach, put the heat that I preach to every enemy's dermis, starting with the top skin. Entry wound was tiny, exit wound a crater. The rest of your crew don't want it, they ready to sign waivers. I don't battle no more, but don't nudge it, I kill it so quick. Your man with ADHD still on the same subject. Disrespect my flag, I will dissect your hands. My rapping is automatic, my intellect won't jam. Listen, it's the Vanguard, my flow hotter than San Juan. Need a good PR person, my flow nastier than Monique in a ham thong. End of the day, I'm a man, Holmes. Ironically, they lack testicular fortitude and wanna ball like Lance Armstrong. Aside from my wives, I never been much of a compromiser. Run out of cheeks to turn, that cracker gone straight sodomize ya. I'm real, pituitary to pioneer. Rhyme clear in Brooklyn, I'm a pioneer. I'm America's nightmare, young, black, and aware. Don't fraternize with devils, I ain't playing with you queers. Finna be a millionaire and never sell my soul. I'm selling liberation syllables that'll kill a foe.
This ain't no hustle, this is God's words. My rhymes like they proverbs, bring drama with the Mossberg. Line merge, faggots free, bring agony. My iron burns, whomever it might concern. Get yourself inside a urn. I tried to learn to get along, but since we can't, let's get it on. Thinking this is just a song of reckless talking. I beg your pardon, respect the squadron, or get dealt with in a violently fashion of conic and passion. I hate hats, crackers, and faggots like mob wars. Bring it right to the mattress. Rhyming assassin, black be riding like I'm Jonathan Jackson. Walk unknown parts, wise don't be so sharp. I see beyond dark, bring forth supreme thought. Rebel like Pete Tosh, I'm mean as the green hawk. My grade matter like Dave Banner. When he changed gamers, blaze hammers at plain clothes that wave cameras. My name branded, just a mention to bring damage. I walk through the valley of death and remain standing. These herbs try and quote this, double doses of Jersey dopeness. My freestyle ferocious, but I wrote this for the primordial Malmola and lion-hearted soldiers who die harder than roaches when pigs try to encroach us. Be they mamas crying while they lying up in comas. Got the science of a cobra, staying silent when in motion. With the confident composure, strike you lifeless in the open. Righteously, I'm chosen with this knife to leave you soaking, or squealing, keeling over like you kneeling to Jehovah. Or red, black, and blue as eyes. Crackers get brutalized. Black power, super fly. Mac under the suit and tie. Backbiters, Ruger 9, Coupe, Tech, Boule Khan. Get busy, do or die. Kamikaze, suicide. Kinda how we do it. Ride, set me in my group, survive. Whole squad in position. 1,000 rounds, hammers cocked. Moving like the Mounds. Riding on Camelot. Cruising through the deep south. Rolling with them heaters out. True freedom riders, damn right. That's what we about. J Black ain't here to play games. I came for cleaning houses. Worth the bottom line. Yeah, we at odds until it evens out.
I'm a menace to society, addicted to sobriety. Try me, bullets lancing, you flying. You see the irony? I'm liberating colony through black power philosophy. You can never amount to me if you was tall as a mountain, B. I like to thank every Negro who ever doubted me, cause now I'm the prototype how these rappers want their style to be. How the mentally dead thinking they live as me, they must be insane. Get folded and left like newspapers on a train. Every vessel, every vein is dedicated to bring pain, break you up and make change. Rapping hard to keep it clean as a blank page. To the crown and the throne, I'm here to make claims. Follow my lead, you are not in my league. Giving birth to ideas when the thought is conceived. I toss crackers in the coffin and leave. This MC put rappers in positions where they forced to concede. Despite the odds, I was born to succeed. I'm the God, best believe. I'm never slipping as I walk on the sea. Get the crowd out of these seats when I talk on the beat. Beat a cracker out of his cleats when he walk on my street. My sword, behead zealots, leave a devil dead. Hit his head with glowing red lead pellets. Don't you dare test us. Walk around bare-chested. I leave you there resting cause I air sessions. You cross-dressing, use a transgender. Get a hand severed, messing with this man's temper. Slam you like Dan Severn. Look me up, I am legend. I could be battling rappers down at the Summer Madness, but can't be seen with nobody gay as the son of magic. If you ain't got it, you gon' never have it. Cause you's an effing faggot. Murder crackers without effort bragging. How I'm packing the chrome 357 Magnum. I'm after the gold, and after that the platinum. Not from selling albums, but taking back the land from where they found it. Leave you astounded. Every word that I'm pronouncing is denouncing white supremacy. I'm completing the trilogy. Me and Che and the ambassador, the massacre. Pull out a car jack and beat a cracker up. Now pack it up. My opponent's bodies are stacking up. Quick to smack the punk and won't inflate your tires when I blast the pump.
Triple A.
Good job, Snapple 2 Up on Black Power family. What up? It's your brother Nguvo. Now you see RA&M. Once again, you tuned in to RA&M RBG TV. By now, you already know we keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues. Trying to seek some common solutions. My little best piece of advice I can always give, and I will always give, is black love. That's how we gonna get it. Because black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Today I wanna first and foremost, Family Fridays, big up. Everybody out there, big up yourself. Keep striving, keep grinding. You know what I mean? Making something happen for the family, for the for yourself individually, your own personal family, and then for the large family, for the masses. Keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, today is Family Friday, and I want to take this opportunity and this time to, I guess you could say, respond to a request that was made by a homeboy of mine around the way. Enrico, big up yourself. He asked me to just give my 2 cents, my piece on basically what will it take for us to gain freedom on the collective. And then also, first on the individual, then collectively, right? This is what he's asking me. Again, he asked me, what will it take for us to get freedom individually and then as well collectively? So, I want to take that opportunity to honor that request, put my 2 cents in the pot, whatever, and stir it up like that. Of course, like I always say, this is just an opinion of mine. This is nothing, I guess you could say, that's concrete and factual. But we can make it factual when it all, is all added up and applied. But nonetheless, let's do it. First and foremost, before we get into that, I want you to watch something. You already know lately I've been throwing up little clips here and there in between my bills or whatever to basically give a second opinion, if you will, a second view, but also bring the same message that I'm bringing at the same time. So I want to bring a message in from another clip. It's a cartoon, right? It's a little animated drink, but it's important though. I want you to listen to the words that's being said. For those who out there who haven't heard of it, or those who have not heard of it, he goes by the name of Stan the White Man. For those who have seen the video, big up yourself, because you know where I'm about to go with it. For those who have not seen the video, take your opportunity, make this opportunity right here, and listen what is going to be said. It's going to blow you hell away. But nonetheless, that part is factual. That's real deal. So sit back, get comfortable. You know what I mean? Do what you do. Watch the video. When we come back from the video, I'm going to chop it up with y'all. We're going to build and keep it moving like that. Alright? Stay tuned.
My name is Stan, and I've been watching the Black Power community for the last 100 years. I just noticed that you guys have been having some problems figuring out what to do about me. You see, I'm a cracker. Yeah. The white man. The guy that has been running the whole world for the last 2,000 years. Well, the reason that I stopped by to speak with you today is to help. I've been watching you guys fight over gaining real black power, and thought I would give you a few pointers. Since we white guys have been running things since we invaded Africa, I figured I would lay out a blueprint to help you achieve your objectives. Might as well use a plan that works, right? Besides, it beats the backward, no progress, mistake repeating methods you people have been trying for the last 400 years. So I knew all of you needed some help. Especially after Barack Obama got into office. He's a great guy, but a black man in a white man's house ain't really saying much considering all the hell you people have been through. Don't get me wrong. In many ways I know you were happy to get at least one black into office. This is good when you want to run politics, but ruling the world is what we white folks specialize in. Have you ever heard of the Illuminati? Well, that is the kind of coordination you are going to need to begin taking over the world. Okay, let's get started. Today, I am going to give you 3 things that we did to take over the world. You can use these too, and begin to gain real black power. Number 1. The first step to taking over the world is unity. I know you have heard of this before, but black people seem to really struggle with this one. You just don't seem to get it. You would rather fight against each other instead of your enemies. This is bad business and you will never get true freedom doing things this way. Instead, do what we did to gain power. We divided and conquered entire countries based on their differences, while holding true to our similarities. I am white. There is no changing that. My God-born tendency is to preserve my own. Nothing is racist about that. It is just common sense. You people are the stupid ones, going around trying to love everybody, but yourselves. We kicked your asses here in America for over 400 years, and you still go around talking about Jesus loves everyone. While you've been doing all the praying and jumping around, we have been buying up the world and making laws you have to abide by. No offense, but everyone else has unity but you. I mean, look at the business in your neighborhoods. The people that control it don't even look like you. In fact, everyone who comes to this country sets up a business in the black community. The Koreans, the Indians, the Chinese, the list goes on and on. Aren't you tired of letting these other people supply all of your food, nails, and weaves? The one thing they have that you don't is unity. Number 2. Once you get unity, you are going to need to get organized. When we took over the world, we had a plan in place. A goal. Since we whites make up a small percentage of the global population, we knew the only way for us to exist was to enslave non-white people. This was our global plan for white supremacy. But we didn't stop there. We organized a military force behind our goal and executed it to perfection, killing men, women, and children across the globe with brute force. Whatever we needed, we just took it. And if blacks or Native Americans didn't like it, oh well. Remember, there are no rules in war. Our objective is to ensure survival. But you black people seem to think your economic hardships, social injustices, and high arrest rates just happened by chance alone. Never mind, we've worked nearly 4 centuries, day and night to keep you people exactly where we want you. On the plantation. Yeah, it's true. Let me tell you a little secret. Most white people are not going to tell you this. It's an old family secret we have kept pretty quiet about. And for a good reason. You see, all that free labor my white ancestors got from your black ancestors translated into a lot of money. In fact, the black slave trade was the greatest wealth-building tool in human history. With free labor we were able to finance the Industrial Revolution. Well, all of that money pretty much stayed in the vast majority of white families. And with all due respect, whites intend to keep it that way. You see, Dr. Martin Luther King was pretty good at integrating lunch counters and toilets. However, he didn't do so well at integrating bank accounts. So you blacks were shafted out of the money that was due to you in exchange for a good job and education. But it was us whites who owned most of the jobs. Which brings me to my point. It's just another plantation. I say all of it to say, being organized is more than alignment. It is knowing the traps we have laid out for you, and then moving around them. Everybody knows but you blacks. That education will only keep you enslaved. It will only produce what it has already produced. A bunch of dressed-up plantation workers perfectly content, working and serving under another man's vision. You don't really think we are going to teach you to build a nation for yourselves, do you? If you were really educated, you would be able to solve your own problems. Problems like gang violence, poor economics, and underrepresentation. Instead, you will continue to pass the notion of getting a good job down to your children. This will brainwash them to be just like you. And the cycle will repeat for generations. While we whites continue to run things at the top, your grandchildren will be celebrating the first black Catholic Pope. I know this has been long, so let's move to number 3. The third way to gain black power is the most important of all. It is this way because it deals more with your psychology than your conscious mind. When we took over the world, we decided to use the most dangerous weapon of all to subjugate the darker peoples of the planet. We used a combination of white supremacy and religion to mind-fuck these people into complete submission. If a robber breaks into your house, rapes your family, kills your mother and father, then tells you that in order to go to heaven, you have to worship as God. If someone did that to me, then said that to be born again, I had to worship as God, I'd kill the bastard right on the spot. But you black people seem to have no problem worshipping the God of your enemies. Even worse is the fact that for all the praying that you have done, it seems like the God of the white man is just as racist as we are. Anytime you start believing in the God of your enemy, it pretty much means you're a complete idiot and a pussy, who is too far gone to confront his adversary. This is a deep sickness, because to believe the man who murdered your family is your friend is to believe that watermelons have gills. This kind of thinking lacks critical reasoning, a skill needed to defend territory and the minds of the youth. You even believe that Haiti, the only black nation that ever kicked the white man's ass, is cursed because many of them practice voodoo. You even go further and believe that it was God that hit Haiti with a 7.5 earthquake. You religious-minded blacks thought this about New Orleans too. Let me tell you the truth. We gave you this God because we knew by worshipping a white God you would subconsciously be worshipping us. That was a part of our plan, and it worked like a charm on the early slave plantations. We whites decided to perfect it, and have taken our gods all over the world to dark people. You see, we know that if we can get you to put down your God and pick up ours, you will lose your real power. This is really effective for controlling a people. Practically, by doing this, you will never fight against us because subconsciously you would be fighting God. I know that is a serious mindfuck, but that is why you cheer for a white Jesus to kill all the darkies down in Haiti and New Orleans while kissing Pat Robertson's ass. Meanwhile, our harp machines can shake up more prime real estate for the oil companies. If you continue to follow the God of your enemies, you will never rule the world, because you will always have your allegiance with the white man, instead of your God, who's pissed off because you traded him in for a blonde-haired, blue-eyed hippie, whose name we took from the Greek god Zeus. So, let's recap. The top 3 things you need to do to rule the world and to have black power is: number 1, get some unity. Stop killing each other over nickel bags of weed and coke. You are basically helping to kill off your own army. Stop it and unite. Number 2, get organized. There is nothing worse than a bunch of rich rappers talking about gangsta and keeping it real, when all of them still work for rich white and Jewish men that pimp them for their talent. With Jay-Z, P. Diddy and Oprah, you black people should have your own distribution company by now, instead of relying on your white backers to put out your albums. This is because you are not organized. This goes for all you sports athletes too. You black sports guys are stupid. You're a grown man and you still have an owner. Stop being a slave and wake up. When you die, all you will have to pass on to your children is a championship ring. When I die, I will have at least 2 islands and a few manufacturing companies to extend my legacy. For you sports guys, no one will remember you, and the money you blew on trying to floss will be right back into our hands. You need to organize and put your money and minds together for one common goal: black power. Last but not least, you have to stop following the white man's God. He has really done nothing for you since you started to believe in him. Basically, all my God has done for you is allow white guys like me to continue stealing from you. Sure, We'll give you a few rich blacks to make it up the ladder. But this is to keep up hope in you, so that you will teach cowardness and fear to your children and get nothing in return. You will keep praying while we will keep slaying, and taking more land and control of the earth. It will be this way as long as you fall for the lie that some white dude is going to come down from the skies and pull you out of this shit. Stop it. Instead, go back to believing in your God. The God you had when you were rich in Africa and had diamonds, gold, and health. It certainly beats the crap the white man's God has given you. Even if you believed in rocks, you would probably have more luck than what you have gotten with this guy. One last thing. Black people need to stop saying that they're blessed. This is not only dumb, but it lets us white people know that we are still very much in control. If I steal you from your home and throw you into a cardboard box, have you worked for 400 years on a plantation? Just because I give you a pillow, doesn't mean that you are blessed. It just means that I gave you a fucking pillow. If a guy cuts off your hand, and then turns around and gives you a bandage, it don't mean anyone blessed you. He just needs his slave to be able to work the next day. So you are not blessed just because the white man gives you a doggy treat. It simply means you are fucked. So given all the crap you blacks have dealt with here in America, and abroad, a new car or money for the light bill are just tools we white folks who are trying to run a plantation do to keep up the morale. So, if going from Africa, a land of milk and honey, diamonds and resources, a place where you had a name and thousands of acres of land, to a place where you are struggling to eat in a one-bedroom apartment every day means you are blessed, then elephants have fins and iPhones fart perfume. So put the white man's God down, and try to do something for yourself. I hope what I have given you today is food for thought. We will continue this series so that you black people are very clear on how to take over the world and have black power.
Alright, welcome back. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were still tuned into REM RBG TV. Yes, you already know we keep the G. Like I said, today's Family Fridays, and I'm about to honor a request. My homeboy Rico, big up yourself one more time. He asked me, what will it take for us to gain freedom individually and collectively? Now, you just got back, y'all saw the clip, Staying the White Man. If you listen, it was really three things. He said a lot, don't get me wrong. That clip said a lot, alright? But it was three things that you should have heard for the most part. I'm gonna do my best to, I guess you say, reiterate them with my version, if you will. Now, the three things was just like that: unity, organization, and the removal of the white God, right? Now, when it comes to unity, you already know my words. Black love is a cure for the black nation, so let's get it, right? You know my equation by now, right? When you love yourself the way you should love yourself, you want to go outside and multiply that energy that you have of yourself amongst those that look like you. You understand? They're going to take that same energy and go on and on and on and on and on and on. Black man, you're going to be able to get down with the black woman. Black woman, you're going to be able to get down with the black man, produce these black babies, multiply our families, etc., 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 right? Unity also entails the fact that you're going to have to link up with brothers and sisters that are a part of different organizations, that are part of different walks of life, that are part of even different religious backgrounds and beliefs, if you will. And you already know. Well, we're going to talk about that. That's at the end part. But nonetheless, you're going to have to link up with the family that are dealing with the same issues as you. This is why I always say common sense for the common people dealing with the common issues, trying to seek common solutions, right? Regardless of the petty things that may separate and divide you, whether it be a petty grievance, well, like I said, the different organization, a different religious belief, a different that, a different this, a different hair texture, a different complexion, anything, mind you, it's all simple, small shit, right? And these are things that can easily be overlooked if you have the mind set on the greater goal, which is salvation and freedom for your people. You understand? So, unity. You're gonna have to link up with people of like different backgrounds, if you will, but has the same mentality nonetheless. Because if you really look at it, that's why I always say you have to go beneath the surface of things, or whatever, to get your real, genuine answer. Everything on the surface may look shiny, may look pretty, sound good, etc., etc., etc. But to get the true core meaning and message, you gotta go beneath the surface. So again, by going beneath the surface, getting in the mud, getting in the dirt with the family, or whatever, you'll come to see, for the most part, the things that separate us are, one, very minute, very small. The things that unite us, if you will, the similarities that we have, are really, that's what has the greater amount, if you will. You understand? But at the end of the day, a Christian, a Muslim, a Hebrew, atheist, a Kemetic, or a Nile Valley, I'm going to say that, a Nile Valley, because everybody likes to use the word Kemetic, but Nile Valley is way bigger than just Kemet. So, Nile Valley civilization, those that practice Ifa and Voodoo, all this good stuff, right? For the most part, if you ask them what you think the situation about black people, they'll say they want to see black people doing better. So why not circle and unite around that right there and work towards that goal, versus sitting back and say, you have this different belief, so that's going to put a barrier between me and you. That right there halts all progress right then and there. Well, that's part of it, rather. It's a great part of it. So again, put the petty shit to the side. Focus on healing this. Focus on healing this. Again, folks got to understand, we talk symbolism a lot, right? This is symbolism. It's a very great symbolism. Again, blood, people, land, right? We're all one blood. If you look like me, walk like me, talk like me, live like me, we're all one blood. No matter where we all scattered out. Period. Period, right? No matter where we are the same people, which ties into this. So this too becomes one, right? The land. No matter where we are, we're still this and this. So again, this is symbolism of our power, our unification once we uphold it the right way. So again, rule number one, unity. Put the petty stuff to the side, circle and rally around that which is most important, which is a common goal of advancing black people. On all levels. When we're talking economics, when we're talking education, we're talking finance, economics, we're talking our spiritual systems or whatever. And when I say spiritual systems, I'm talking about as far as our morality. Let's talk about that, because that's a spiritual system in itself, morality. People fail to realize that. What morals do we hold? What values do we hold? You understand? You know it, I said it, there it is. So number two, organization. Now, within the realm of unity, because all this stuff ties in, you understand? Within the realm of unity, everybody within that unit, which is the family, and what is the nation, nothing more but a family magnets multiplied, you understand? So at the end of the day, you have to heal the family, you got to unite the family, and once you have the family united, this is when you can start to break up roles and positions, because everybody within that organization, which is the family, everybody within that organization, which is the nation nonetheless, tribe, whatever you want to call it, everybody has a specific role and agenda that is going to further the movement, further the advancement. Everybody has a specific role. And another problem that we run into a lot lately, and we've been doing this, not even just lately, we've been doing it just the last, maybe say 100 years. But specifically the last 50 or 60 years in specific. We have a tendency to want to make other people who don't necessarily have the qualities to, or the qualifications nonetheless, to fulfill a specific role, to fulfill that role, knowing they do not have that qualities, they don't match up. Case in point, everybody is not a warrior. I'm going to say that again. Everybody is not a warrior. When I say everybody's not a warrior, I mean everybody's not about that life to go out there and bang some shit in various forms. You understand? To defend some shit, if you will, in various forms. Everybody is not the money person. Everybody's not the accountant type. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody's not the economic whiz, the business whiz, and this kind of thing. Everybody's not the educational specialist and the scholar. Everybody is not the agricultural specialist dealing with the herbs and the plant life and the vegetation and the food and this, that, and the third, right? Etc., etc., etc. There are various roles and positions within this thing that we call Black Power. There's various roles and positions. At the end of the day, you know your role, you know your position. Now the job is to play your role, play your position to the best of your ability, regardless of what somebody else thinks, quote unquote, from the outside looking in, what you should be doing, knowing they don't meet the specifications for that MOS, but you do. If that's your MOS, that's your mission and specialty or whatever, you do your mission. You do yours, you do yours, you do yours. But at the end of the day, it's all going to the biggest pot, which is the black family. That's what you have to realize, family. So again, organization and unity go hand in hand. You unify off this and this alone, period. You organize around this and this alone, period. Right? Again, this is not that hard, family. It's really not that hard. It's not rocket science. And that's another place that we go wrong as well. Within our organization, right? Within the realm of basically folks overstepping other people's boundaries and stepping on other people's toes and taking other people's roles and positions or whatever, we get things twisted. We don't get anything moving forward. How can a machine go forward if all the gears are grinding backwards and forwards all at the same time? You're not going to go anywhere. You understand? So at the end of the day, know your role, play your position, bang out for the family. It's just that simple. If you're a money man, let's start organizing these businesses and whatever, coming up with these business plans and circulating that around the hood and this, that, and third. Employing the young brothers and the young sisters. Black business, I need to do that a little bit more. I understand it may be a family thing, this, that, and the third, and your family name may be attached to it, this, that. That's cool, no doubt. Big ups and respect to your legacy. But at the end of the day, you know where you live at, and you know that you live in the hood, which is, for the most part, inhabited by black people. So why not? At the end of the day, you know the brothers and the sisters, especially around the summertime, the fall breaks when they coming out in and out of school. You know the deal. When they come home, they need something to do. If not, they're gonna do all the things that the adults and the guardians and the parents love to complain about. They're gonna come home, run around the hood, reckless, tearing shit up, etc., 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 etc. So why not, businessmen, business brothers, business sisters out there? Get your game plan together, put your business plan together, scrape up the dollars, do a little fundraiser around the hood if you have to or whatever, and put that plan into action. You know the steps that it takes to run a business. I don't. So that's something that you can bring to the table that I can't, but it's something that I can bring to the table that you can't. So at the end of the day, it's a give and take. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the organization, that's the unity. All right. Hold on. Let me stay with organization a little bit before I move on. Also within the organization, because I was just dealing with the economics with the business people or whatever. For those that, like I said, the warrior type, right? The warrior class. You got a mission, you got a job. This is the time when you go around the way. You get the young brothers, the young sisters that you know are into the athletic world and this, that, and the third. You know, like to keep tone and this, that, and the third, right? Start training them on a structured manner, because at the end of the day, you already know. Like get a little boxing gym or something around the way. Get a warehouse or something. You could do something with a warehouse. Trust, I've seen some things. So you can come up with a little location, whatever, and y'all just get it in. Y'all train your bodies or whatever. And at the end of the day, while you training your body, you also gonna train your mind. At the end of the day too, it's discipline. So get the warriors in line, because also you can't have no arm. We always talk about how much we need an army, we need a military to defend our people, right? Warriors, that's your time. That's your time to shine. Train up your people. The gang members is waiting on you. At the end of the day, yeah, I know they running around reckless doing what they do or whatever, but again, that's a cry for help. If you listen carefully, that's a cry for help. They're looking for real, genuine structure. They're looking for something genuine and authentic to do that's really going to have an impact and that's a legacy. And at the end of the day, you can go to any one of these gangs, look at their history, their origins, how they came about, where they descend from. It all surrounds community control, nonetheless. Community uplift. Community control and uplift. Holding our business down, defending our business, and advancing the people. That's what the gangs was for back in the day, before they were really gangs, quote unquote. You understand? So warriors, that's your time to shine. Go out there, get these youngins up, you know what I'm saying? Grab them up out the street, put them in that warehouse or wherever you want to be at, train up. have them out on the prowl defending the family. You understand? Education. We love to complain all the time, right? How much the school system is like mind destroying our children, destroying our kids' brains, and this, that, and the third, turn them into robots and yada, 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 right? I'm a product of the public school system just as much as you are. Alright. Now, this is the time when all the homeschoolers, right? This is the time you start shining. Because now you have the opportunity. You can hook up with the business people, right? They can draw up a little business plan or whatever the case may be. You can hook up with a black architect, black floor plan or whatever. Lay out a nice little design for a nice little building. You can create your own school. Create the curriculum that the black children are going to need to succeed themselves. Period. Because at the end of the day, you already know. Like I said, the curriculums in the school systems create robots to work for other empires, big up other empires. You, as the homeschooler, you as the one who's big in the education game, this is your time to shine as far as putting these children on the right way. That way they can come back after they graduate with that piece of paper called a diploma. They can come back and use that diploma for the betterment of their people, themselves, in their own neighborhoods. You understand? I think you get the point. From that point on, I think you get the point. So again, unity, organization. Now, last but not least, the religious world.
You will be a made man.
Gotta talk about the religious world. Because if you listen to Stan the White Man, his last thing he said was, in order for black people to do anything, move anywhere forward. And honestly, I think, my personal opinion, this should have been number one. But this is the way it went down, so I'm going to just reiterate what was already said. You have to let go of that white guy. You got to let go of that white image of that white guy. Now, he also made a quick brief reference to the Haitian Revolution. You already know, 1804. What up? How Boukman, right? They used to call him Dutty Boukman. And all of those his fellow leaders that was in that within that encounter, within the revolution, he told them, he was like, yo, listen, period, point blank, you gotta let go of that white slave god. In order for us to move forward, we have to let go of this white image in our heads and go back to what we were doing prior to their encounter, which was in tune with nature, in tune with the universe, called voodoo. Some dealing with the Ifa, dealing with the Orishas, dealing with the Kemetic, dealing with the Netchers. It's all the same system. It's all dealing with nature. This is what we were in tune with. Next thing you know, we meet foreign faces, etc., 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 etc. So again, we have to let go of that image, because at the end of the day, before I go forward, regardless of what these different texts may say, mainly I'm gonna just throw out the Bible, because that's 90% of our people are stuck in that particular book. Regardless of what the text say, right? I mean, I could throw in the Old Testament, the Torah, I could throw in the Quran too, but I'm gonna just say Bible in general. Regardless of what these texts say, the mind stores images. You understand? The mind stores images. It doesn't store words. So you can read 1,000 books, back to front to back, inside out, etc., etc., etc. Memorize the serial numbers. You can memorize the bibliography. That shit don't mean nothing. Makes you feel good that you know something. Kudos. But at the end of the day, when you go back in your memory bank and you're trying to look for something to describe something, it's going to come up in a picture form. And when you see that picture, that's what's going to be there forever and ever and ever. Nonetheless, so dealing with this religion thing, whatever, by us releasing, before you even release, we got to face it for what it is. You got to face your fears, right? Black people, do you even realize you got a little white man? You have a white image stuck right here? Do you even realize that you have a white image, a whitewashed image stuck right here? Right here in the middle of your freaking head. I don't think black people have even owned up to that just yet. In order for us to even release it, you have to even know that it's there in the first freaking place. You have to own up to the fact that, yes, it's there. It's there. I am brainwashed. You have to know that, yes, my mind is warped. My mind is bleached. What am I going to do from that point? Because once you recognize it, now you can plot a course forward. You understand? So again, dealing with this whole, now we can talk about releasing it. Once you know that it's there, you basically unlearn everything that you were taught. Because everything the reason why we had this image up here in the first place, because this is things that we were taught from. I learned it, put it this way, our generation learned it, the generation before us learned it, because they taught it to us, and the one before them taught them, the one before them taught them, and so on and so on and so on and so on, all back into the one who got his ass whooped, who was forced this knowledge. And you all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the transatlantic slave trade. I'm talking about also the trans-Saharan slave trade, dealing with Islam. Aha. This is how we got these images in our heads. We were beat into submission to learn these different deities and take on these different ways, etc., etc., etc. And then we have the audacity, centuries later, eons later, to claim these entities as our own, and we will curse one another for questioning that fact. We'll curse one another, want to fight even, if we question these guys that we were forced. So again, until we face that fact, we can't move forward. You have to realize and admit to yourself, hey, he's up there. That white image is up there. Now it's time to move him out of there. This is when you start learning. This is when you start learning the history and the origin of this religion that was forced on you, aka that you're a part of. Aka that you do just because it's a Sunday, or it's a Friday, or it's a Wednesday. You understand? Or even a Saturday. It's a tradition nonetheless. It's not a tradition. It's something that's genetically in you by way of trauma. Generation after generation after generation. A traumatic experience relived each time. You understand? So again, you have to face it for what it is. Then go back and do the homework so you can unwash your brain. You understand? You can unwash your brain. Rewash your brain. This is when you start studying. You start hitting them libraries. You start talking to the elders and this, that, and the third. Again, learn the origins of that which has your mind captivated. And I guarantee you, that will put you on a journey all by itself. That'll take you in a whole nother realm all by itself. Learning the own origins of the religion that you're a part of. Whether you call yourself a Hebrew dealing with Judaism, whether you call yourself a Muslim or a Muslim, either or. You call yourself a Christian, the various denominations of that. Like I said, in the various denominations of Islam, the various denominations of Judaism and Hebrew faith. It's various different sects and denominations and fractions amongst these all things. All of these things don't even believe the same damn thing. A lot of these different religions, put it this way, try to ask one of your leaders, whether it's your imam, your reverend, or whoever's leading your congregation, whatever. Try to ask them some historical information. I guarantee you they're probably going to shun the hell out of you. They're gonna try to get you silenced nonetheless, because now you're starting to question, and you were taught to believe. Another thing that you have to admit to yourself, you're taught to believe week after week, tithe after tithe, offering after offering, zakat after zakat, whatever, sacrifice after sacrifice. You're taught to believe versus to know, so you can advance. Because if you're just stuck in a belief, and I alter this belief, aka a version, that's all it is. That's what a version means, is to be altered, right? If you're stuck in a belief and I can alter it at any time, call it a version of, that means I'm changing your mind. I'm changing what you believe. I'm changing your whole aspect of the supreme, if you will. That's control. That's when you realize that, yes, your mind has been controlled, all by way of religion. And it's been this way for a long time, family. So again, you got to face your fears, period. Again, it's a 3-step process. Unity, organize, and get rid of that Godhead, that white Godhead in yourself, in your head. That's how you can move forward. Now, also dealing with this removal of this white Godhead in your head, this is again why I say black love is the cure for the black nation. Damn it, so let's get it. Again, you gotta tap into yourself. You gotta take that which was there, right? That whitewashed image. Once you remove that, something has to go there. Nobody needs an empty space in their head, metaphorically speaking. So you replace that with that of yourself. This is what they call knowledge of yourself. Know thyself. This is what that means. You move that which is blocking your path, which is blocking your eye, your real eyesight, which is your third eye, your pineal gland. You remove that which is out the way and you replace it with yourself so you can see. Know thyself. Knowledge of self. You understand? So again, black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. That's where it starts first and foremost. Now, he asks how we do this on a collective and an individual, right? Everything that I said goes both ways, but when I say black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Again, that right there is a spark that starts within each and individual person. Each individual brother, each individual sister, each individual elder, each individual youngin'. Each individual person has to have that spark of, I want to pass myself on, the best of myself. That's what you have to pass on. I want to pass on the best of myself to those that look like myself so we can advance ourselves. That's what you have to have. If you do not personally have that burn, personally have that desire, personally have that want, which is really a need nonetheless, you're not going to get too far. So again, black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Take that energy and let it drive you. Full throttle, gas, you understand? So again, unity, organization, and the removal of that image to replace with yourself. Because if you're up here, if you're on the forefront of your own mind, you're going to do everything to keep that which is on the forefront of your mind, which is in its best interest. You're going to want to provide for it. You're going to want to protect it. You're going to want to sustain it. You understand? Because if you have the image of somebody else within your head, and you've been worshiping this image subconsciously, or should I say, you've been worshiping that image consciously, you just don't know you're doing it. But subconsciously, you're really worshiping the people that mirror that image. So basically, long story short, family, black people have been worshiping white people for the longest time. This is why you refuse to do anything for yourself, because you feel like if you do something for yourself, you're going against God. You're going against that image within your head that was forced into your head. That was not, you did not naturally wake up one day and this was there. That shit was forced into you. That shit was forced on you. You submitted to it by way of trauma, and you've to realize it. Until you realize it, till you admit it, you will not go forward. You know the many different names that this image goes by. I don't even have to name them. You know the many different names. And if you don't know the names, this is why I said go back and do your homework about whatever it is that you so-called a part of, whatever that you so-called believe in. Do the homework, do the history. I guarantee your belief just might change by way of a fact. You understand? And that's another thing dealing with this whole religion thing. You have to be able to face a fact for what it is, man. Facts are facts. Beliefs change like the weather. Facts are facts. And it's a fact that you can step on. You can stand on a fact. So why not take something that you can stand on, step on it, and elevate from that step? That's the reason of a fact. So again, with this religion thing, just know that your mind is being altered and changed at any given moment by the way of somebody else. Until you kick that person out your head and put yourself into your own head so you can see out of that true vision, that third eye, that pineal gland. You understand? That's what you need to do, fam. But the choice is yours if you want that. That's if you want it. Again, unity around this. This means this. Your different organizations and your splinter groups and your fractions may not necessarily, or should I say, the doctrines of it may not say this. Now, you may say it because you want to see black people do good. So let's make black people do good. Let's put the personal things that we have that separate us on the back burner. Everything that is going to separate me and you, that's going to be left at the door. When we going to link up, we going to lock in, and we going to build around this. You understand? Period. Organize. When we in that lock-in, when we in that lock-in session, we going to start divvying up the roles in this, that, and the third. You do that, you do that, you do that, you do that, you do that. Also, we can uphold this. You understand? And lastly, what should have been first He got to go. So you, us, can reign. We can rock. You understand? That's how we gonna do it. Once we get those 3 things in line, everything else flows like water. In my personal opinion. Once we get those 3 things in line, everything else flows like water. Nothing can be said about that. Hell, at the end of the day, look at your enemy. Look at your competition. Look at your competition. That's how they operate. They put everything that's gonna divide them, everything that's gonna separate them, they lock that in their own personal homes. When it's time to take care of business, they take care of business. Case in point, look at our situation. We the business. You understand? Let that marinate. So that's that, man. Hopefully I answered the question. Hopefully I answered the question. I did it to the best of my ability. But in the meantime, between time, keep it locked, keep it G. You already know, once again, this is RANM RBG TV. We keeps it G. Once again, you already know, man, it's some little uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues, trying to seek some common, solutions. And this is why I always say, family, and you can't knock me for saying it. And if you do, oh well, you'll be alright. But black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Questions, comments, concerns, get at me. You know what to do. Comment box, email, holla at me. But keep it locked here to the next one, man. You already know what it is. Think. Bang out. Do it smart. Do it for the people. For the sustenance. Because that's the salvation. That's the freedom. Once again, RANM RBG TV, you know we keep it G. Of course, I'm back. Something I feel I left out. Also, to answer the question, what will it take for us to get freedom individually and collectively, right? How about this one, family? How about we stop playing the crybaby game? When I say the crybaby game, I'm talking like words and phrases like this one. White man is the devil. All these things that's gonna basically empower those that are, empowered over us. Nonetheless, we're giving them the energy. We're giving them the motivation to continue doing what they do against us. So, with that being said, how about we stop playing the crybaby game? And there's many other different things I can say, but I figured I'd throw out that one. That's the most commonly used, right? The white man is the devil, the white man this, the white man that, yada, 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 yada. Basically saying you can't do nothing because of this white man, right? Now, not only are you giving them energy to continue thriving and striving and in their benefit and your demise, nonetheless, but you're also taking away energy from out of your fight. You're basically telling yourself from that point on, and you're telling everybody around you that nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to change regardless of what I wanted to do, etc., 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 all because they are doing what they do, they are who they are. You're stopping yourself short. You're selling yourself short. You're selling yourself and your people out, for that matter. Think about it that way. The more we complain, the more we cry, the more we boo-hoo, and we can't do this because they doing that, etc., 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 the more replacing that on the forefront of our minds instead of the ideas that's gonna move us forward at the forefront of our head. That's what we're doing. So again, going back to the whole religion thing where I said a minute ago, we gotta replace that image with an image of ourselves, right? We need to replace that type of mentality along with that image. Replace the mentality of a quitter. Replace the mentality of a victim, nonetheless. That's the word I want to use. Replace the mentality of a victim with that of a go-getter. Replace the mentality of a victim with that of a go-getter. Now, if that don't match up if that don't match up what you want to see for yourself and your people, then I don't know what to tell you. But I will tell you this. While I'm doing this, trying to go forward, while me and mine are trying to go forward, and those with the light mentality, whatever, while we trying to go forward, just clear out of our way, clear out of our path, so we can get popping what we gotta get popping. At the end of the day, it's for the benefit of all black people, regardless. I know, but nonetheless, don't get in our way. If that's not you, if you're not about that type of shit, you understand? So again, you gotta get rid of the whole "woe is me" mentality. Now, that's what I want to say. Get rid of the "woe is me." Get rid of the whole victim. Stop playing the crybaby game. Because at the end of the day, your woman, black man, will never respect you. Ever. Your children will never respect you, black man. Your people will never respect you, black man. Black woman, same thing with you. Your man will never respect you. Your children will never respect you. Your people will never respect you. Elders, if you keep teaching these same old lessons, the same old things, the youth will never listen to you. Feel what I'm saying? And if the youth don't listen, you already know what's going to happen, be the outcome of the nation. So again, I just wanted to come back real quick, drop that, because something I forgot to do the first time. You gotta stop crying, man. So initially it was 3 things, but it's really now 4. Unity, organization, right? Removal of that white God image, and stop playing the victim. Stop playing the victim role. Once we do these 4 things right here, man. Once we do these 4 things, lock it down and control it for real, we will move forward. You will see it. You won't have to say anything. You won't have to put up a banner. None of the case. At the end of the day, our actions will speak for themselves. We will have to be recognized. We will be a force to be reckoned with. Period. Like how we used to be. Questions, comments, concerns, you already know. Get at me. Now we're going to close out this one. So again, once again, I do hope I answered the question. I did it to the best of my ability. That's what it is. You already know. RNM RBG TV. We keep it G. It's a little common sense. Not too hard. But keep it locked to the next one. You already know. Think. Be smart. Bang on out. For the people. Black power.